Hi guys, thank you so much for such an amazing response to the previous videos. I'm back again with yet another amazing video in which we'll be discussing some of the ongoing and upcoming scholarships that are currently there for women in India. Like many companies believe in the power of diversity and like they want to increase the ratio of women in technology and their engineering teams. So there are a lot of scholarship opportunities to help women develop the skills that they need to pursue their passion of computer science and related branches. So these are certain scholarships that are awarded to women in technology, and most of us, like most of the people, are not aware of these scholarships available, so they're not applying to these scholarships. So basically, the motive of this video is to make you aware about these scholarships that are currently running, as well as that might be coming in the future. Along with that, we'll be discussing what are the important details, eligibility criteria, along with that. The perks associated with that, and how you can make your application stand out from others, and how you can improve upon the application that we'll discuss for each and every scholarship that we're going to discuss for today. So we'll be discussing the scholarships being offered by certain companies like Nutanix, like D Shaw & Co, Women Techmakers, Engineering Fellows, and Grace Hopper Celebration in India. So let's start with the first company that we're talking about today. The first company that we're talking about today is Nutanix. So as if you haven't heard of this name Nutanix before, so let me tell you that Nutanix is an American cloud computing company. It sells its hyper-converged infrastructure software, cloud services, and software-defined storage. So it's a very great company. When you talk about the CTC of Nutanix in India, it's close to 30 LPA. So you can understand clearly like how big the company is and how like it's one of the top tech companies all over the world. So the scholarship that we're talking about today, it's known as Nutanix Heart Women in Technology Scholarships. So let's discuss about the eligibility criteria. The eligibility criteria, if we talk about, it's full-time female undergraduate or graduate students studying in all the batches, like students from first year, second year, third year, and final year are eligible to apply for Nutanix Women in Technology Scholarship. So the female candidates should belong to branches like computer science, electrical engineering, electronics, and other related branches. This scholarship is available currently in certain countries like US, France, Netherlands, Serbia, and India. GPA, there's a certain cutoff like of GPA when we are talking about this scholarship. So GPA minimum requirement is 3.5 GPA. It's based on the US standards. When we talk about India standards, you can convert it accordingly on a scale of 10. Right. So you should have strong leadership and communication skills. Along with that, you should have your co-curricular activities, and you should be a part of certain communities. Along with that, you should be a person of good character. So these are just some basic eligibility criteria, and I feel like most of you are satisfying these criteria. So let's move on to the perks and prizes that the scholarship carries along with it. So first of all, the most important thing is the cash or the monetary help that Nutanix is giving to women in technologies to pursue their computer science degrees and to like explore their opportunities in this field, right? So they are providing a scholarship worth rupees $2,000, and it's basically a huge amount. Apart from that, there are a lot of career opportunities that are associated with this. Like if you get this scholarship, like a lot of things are going to happen. Like there are a lot of other opportunities that come along with this opportunity. So these all things are interrelated. Let's move on to the application deadline. Application deadline for this year is May 12, 2021. The applications are already going on. I have provided the link in the description, and you can go through that link and apply for this scholarship. Let's see what are the application process and how we can make our applications better for Nutanix scholarships. So first of all, there's an application form with all your academic details like your resume, your transcripts, and all your GPAs and everything that is currently that verifies that you're a student, female student studying in a particular university in India. So apart from that, there is one more essay-based question. So when you talk about scholarships, there are a lot of essay-based questions that we need to answer along with filling our application. So this is something that is the most crucial part of your application. So the question that they've given for this year is like, why did you chose to get a degree in technology, and what occupation do you plan to have based upon your degree, right? And how would you apply your passion for technology to solve a problem in the world? So the most important thing while planning this answer is the word limit. They have a certain word limit. Maybe it's for this scholarship, it's particularly 500 words. How you can curate the things together and combine everything and write it in 500 words, that matters the most. Like, are you able to gather different points and sum up everything in a very concise and clear manner in 500 words? So let's talk about how we can plan this answer and how you should go about thinking like what you can write in this answer as far as your application is concerned. So there are certain points that you should keep in mind before filling this application, this particular essay question. So the most important thing is stick to the word limit. The word limit is 500 words, so you should make it clear that your word limit should be 500 words. Next, start the answer with your tech background. You can start with your previous background, like you have been as into technology from your school days, from your when you're not in college, and you're like amazed by these technologies, and like there were a lot of other activities that you were involved in technology. Then you can briefly mention about all the technical skills and capabilities that you have. Next, you can mention your technical achievements, like the number of hackathons you have participated in. If you have won in any hackathon, that you can mention particularly. Then your role in communities, your role in volunteering at tech events, like if you have organized in tech events, if you have volunteered for a workshop, if you have taken a seminar, if you have taught your juniors, if you have mentored your juniors, if you have mentored at hackathons, if you're like anything that you feel is significant in your resume, you can mention in that. Like you have been a part of certain conferences. So these are some of the things that show that like you stand apart from others, right? Next, if you have any research publications, like if you have your paper published in some of the journals, or if you have done some particular research, or you have a very good project, you can mention about that project in brief. Next, career choice and how you wish to make an impact. Right now, you can briefly discuss about what you wish to pursue, like in future, like what are your current goals, and like if you're wishing to join any particular company, or if you are wishing to pursue your higher studies, or if you want to make it even more better. So like briefly describe your career opportunity and let them know how that career opportunity is going to like have a social impact, like why you wish to pursue that career opportunity, and what are the thoughts in your mind, right? So next, if there is any project that you have built that is out of the box, that you can mention. Along with that, any other achievements, maybe you have been tagged as a scholar, or you have received any particular award, or any you have won in any event or a scholarship that is worthy to mention. You can mention in that application, and try to like rephrase the things together, like rephrase it like 2 to 3 times, and come up with the answer that is the best, like 500 words and the best answer. That is what we are looking forward, right? So this is basically the discussion about Nutanix Scholarship, like what all things are important and how you can apply for this scholarship. Next, we are talking about the scholarship known as Women Techmakers Engineering Fellows Scholarship by Google. So when we talk about eligibility criteria, it's first of all, the most important thing is the candidate should be female. He or she should be having his BTech or BE in CSIT and related fields, and she should have secured at least 70% in both class 10th and 12th. When we talk about the eligibility of batches, like it changes significantly from year to year. Like if we talk about the last year, that is 2020, so the eligibility was first year and second year students, girl students in India, right? So the eligibility criteria before that was something different. Like every female who was eligible, like who was pursuing a computer science degree in any university in India was eligible. So this criteria may get changed this year when we talk about. So the applications for this Women Techmakers Engineering Fellows are generally rolled out in the month of February. So keep a track on the application process. I'll be informing you about all the applications together, and just focus upon make your application better. Like if there is something left, you can prepare for the application right now, right? Let's move on to the perks and benefits that Google Women Techmakers Engineering Fellow Scholarship gives. So all the selected women candidates will be given a scholarship amount worth rupees 2 lakhs over a course of 2 years. Like you will be completely enrolled in a 2 years part-time program with Google, and they'll be providing you an amount worth rupees 2 lakhs to pursue your studies, and you can use that amount in any ways, right? Next, you have an opportunity to go to fully sponsored trips to headquarters of Google at Hyderabad, like to attend various sessions from time to time. So this is one of the most important benefit. Like you'll be going there, you'll be meeting people, there'll be a lot of networking sessions. So that is something that comes that brings along with it a lot of perks together. Then there'll be some mentorship sessions by Google engineers, and along with that, course curriculum to be built, technical as well as soft skills. So they'll be providing you a curriculum that can help you build your technical skills as well as your soft skills. So these are some of the perks that are associated with this scholarship. Let's see what are the application and what are the rounds that this scholarship generally comes along with. So the application, if we talk about, you need to apply for this scholarship online. there will be certain rounds. We'll come on to the parts what are important for these rounds. So first is an online application, then is an online aptitude test, then there is an online coding test, then you are interviewed after the coding test, and you are finally selected for this scholarship. So these are certain rounds, and let's discuss about what are the important points in these rounds and how you can make your application stand out and best out of the others. So when we talk about preparation and tips about these particular rounds, online application that basically needs your personal and academic details, maybe your resume, your transcripts basically means your all your certificates up till 12th, up till first year of college, up till second year of college, how much studies you have done. So all this transcripts, all the mark sheets of those degrees, right? So next if we talk about aptitude test, there are basically two sections in that aptitude test. It's analytical and quantitative reasoning and English language skills. So it's a 60 minutes test. The major thing in this test is you have to maintain and manage your time. There'll be 60 questions, 60 minutes, and it's a kind of bit tough, like 1 minute for one question. So try to manage your time, else the level of questions is easy, like basic English questions and English skills would be tested, and analytical and quantitative reasoning, maybe verbal and non-verbal reasoning. And the major thing in this is managing your time, right? Next thing in this scholarship is online coding test. When you talk about the online coding test, the knowledge of basic Python language is required. So they give you 2 weeks time for preparation. Like you are asked to appear for the coding test in Python. They give you 2 weeks to prepare. They give you assignments, how you can make yourself familiar with Python. Along with that, your mentors are assigned and they take some doubt sessions along with that. So after 2 weeks, or maybe it depends upon from time to time, maybe 3 weeks, or somebody is having his or her exam 1 week after this aptitude test. So you will be you should be well versed with this Python preparation. So you can start preparing for Python now if you are aiming at cracking this scholarship. Next is preparation and tips for this coding round. Like this coding round basically consists of 15 MCQs and 3 coding questions, and all questions are of easy level, like basic levels, and you don't need to be like the questions you might have already done, or you might have seen if you're comfortable with using Python. Next we talk about online interview. So online interview, like after you have cleared the test, these are the most big hurdles. Like if you have cleared the online coding test, then comes the interview part. And interview part, I would say it's the most easiest part, and like it depends upon from candidate to candidate what has been your experience. I have talked with around 3-4 people who have got this scholarship, and I've got to know that in general the interview experience is basic. It can range from 10 minutes to 30 minutes, and like some of the example questions that they ask in this it's basically a non-tech interview. They ask something about what are your expectations from the program, what are how were your online assignments, how have you been here, like what are your previous achievements, maybe something from your resume. Basically you are judged on how confident you are to communicate your thoughts and ideas, and how good you will be a candidate to make an impact on students. So this is something that you are judged upon, your communication skills, your confidence, and these thought process. So this was all about Google Women Techmakers Scholarship. Next we are talking about is Grace Hopper Celebration, anitaB.org. So when we talk about Grace Hopper Celebration, it's a particular conference of women in computing, and these are designed to bring the research and career interests of women in computer science. Like it's the world's largest gathering of women in computing. So when you talk about the eligibility criteria, you must be a full-time student enrolled in accredited degree college in India. The females from the batch of 2022, 2023 and 2024 will be eligible for this celebration, because this celebration happens in the month of October and November, so you should be a student at that time. So 2021 batch students won't be eligible. 2022, 2023, 2024 batch students would be eligible for Grace Hopper Celebration. You should be able to demonstrate an interest in computer science, and your age limit should be above 18 by 25th September 2021. Right? This was all about eligibility for Grace Hopper Celebration. Let's move on to what are the perks if you are selected for this Grace Hopper Scholarship, student scholarship. Right? So the thing that comes with this, first of all, you get a free sponsored trip to USA for 3 days with everything covered to attend the celebration. So there is a huge conference, the biggest conference of women achievers in computer science. So you get a free sponsored trip to USA for 3 days with everything covered to attend the celebration. There's a lot of networking opportunities with people all around the world, and the most important thing in this celebration is there are a lot of employment opportunities, as more than 300 plus companies visit the conference and recruit girls. So all the big tech companies, Google, Microsoft, Facebook, etc., you can check out their website. You'll get the information about these companies as well, which all the companies are recruiting women through this celebration. And the benefits are, apart from just free sponsored trip, you have a lot of career opportunities as well. So let's talk about what are the rounds and how you can make your application better for Grace Hopper Celebration Scholarship. So the first important round in this case also is application form with essay type questions. So what are some of the essay type questions that you may get in this scholarship form? Like, how being a woman in technology has impacted you? What has been the impact of technology on you? How have your perspective or persona changed when technology came into picture? So this is one type of question, just for example. And why do you wish to attend this celebration? So these are some of the questions that have been asked in the previous years, and you might frame these answers very carefully. We'll discuss how we can frame these answers in a better way. So other important details in this application form basically are your resume and your complete profile, your achievements, your academic details, and your tech experiences. You should also mention your community building and volunteership skills, like you have been organizing events, hackathons, so all this. Along with that, you should have a letter of recommendation from a professor in your university. So this letter of recommendation is a testimony of all the things that you have mentioned, and it can be validated through your college professor. You can reach out to your college professor for this letter of recommendation. Any college professor would be suitable for providing this letter of recommendation. Let's move on to the judgment criteria. So after you have filled your application, what happens next is the judgment criteria is such that 3 people will review your application from their side. So if all of the 3 of them say a yes to your application, then you are selected, and approx almost 800 students are selected all over the world. So when we talk about how we can make our application better for Grace Hopper's Celebration Scholarship, so the most important thing is answer should be crisp and to the point, as they have a word limit of 200 words. Now you can see the word limit in this case is 200 words. So you have to mention each and everything, like your answers in 200 words, and compile everything together, right? And your answers should include all the extraordinary achievements that you have done in technology. These all questions should be answered in your final answer, right? Like how you'll be able to make an impact on the society, what have you done in the upliftment of women, your mentoring, your volunteering, your events, your communities experiences. All these things will matter and make your application more better and application stand out from others, right? So let's move on to the next company, is known as DShaw. DShaw has a scholarship known as DESIS Ascent Fellowship. If it rolls out this year, it would be for the batch of 2023, and basically these are for pre-final year girl students. So this generally is rolled out when you'll be moving in your 5th semester, and it will be coming at the very beginning of your 5th semester for 2023 candidates. So eligibility is basically pre-final year of full-time undergraduate, postgraduate courses, your pre-final year in MCA, MSc in computer science and related branches. So benefits, when we talk about benefits of this scholarship, basically this fellowship provides you, if you're selected for this fellowship, you will be able to attend 3 days session, which will tell you more about the cultures and values at DShaw and company in a 3 days event, a fixed stipend amount of rupees 10,000 for all the selected candidates. Along with that, a lot of networking opportunities and future careers at DShaw and company. When we talk about DShaw and company as it's also one of the biggest tech giant, providing a package close to 35 LPA in India. So let's move on to what are the rounds and how you can make your application better for DShaw. So when we talk about the application round, it's again an application form. It includes all the basic personal details, your resume, your transcripts, and certain essay-based questions talking about your interest in finance. Basically, DShaw is a multinational investment management firm, so you should have maybe if you have some interest in finance, so your chances of getting selected are a bit more. In general, how you have created impact in the field of technology. To make your application stand out, try focusing your application pertaining to your interest in finance. Make the application answers crisp and focus on important keywords like impact, technology, finance, community. So these are some of the important keywords that you might put in your answers or to put in your essay questions. Make sure that you fill in the application well before time, right? So as soon as the application rolls out, keep a note and just apply it as soon as possible. This application generally roll out in the start of 5th semester for a BTech student who is currently studying in 2023 batch. right? So I hope this is also pretty much clear, and we have discussed a lot of these opportunities. Go ahead, if the opportunities are available right now, I'll share all the description links in the description. Go ahead and apply for these scholarships. If you have any doubts, you can reach out to me on my social media, and do like, share, and subscribe this channel for more such opportunities ahead. I hope you're loving the content, and I'll be bringing up with more and more content in future. So all the best, good luck, bye bye.